Welcome to your yoga practice. Thank you so much for joining me today for this restorative, relaxing practice where we are not only going to love our bodies physically by taking care of them, but also hopefully internalize that self-love. So many of us beat ourselves up. We maybe hear our caregivers' voices in our heads telling us we're doing something wrong, or maybe we just expect perfection from ourselves. But any positive change that you make in your life takes time, and any steps that you take to make positive change in your life should be loved and appreciated, and appreciate yourself and the effort that you give to it. So today, with our restorative flow, we are going to be using a chair. So any kind of like a kitchen chair or something like that, or if you're doing your practice next to a couch, you could probably use that too. But a chair that's maybe got some legs that you have room to maneuver around would probably come in handy. And I'm also using a rolled up blanket that's kind of rolled up like a little burrito here. You could also use a big beach towel, or if you have a bolster, or maybe even a soft foam roller, that might work. But today we're just going to go ahead and begin with with their blanket rolled up across the short end of the mat so that you can kind of drape yourself across it. So the first place we're going to use it is in kind of a supported fish area. So right there where the bra line would be if you're wearing a bra, or if you're not wearing a bra, kind of at the bottom of the shoulder blades. So the safest way to get down here is to come to your sitting bones, have your soles of your feet on the mat, knees pointed up towards the sky, and using your hands, just kind of incrementally lower yourself down until your shoulder blade / bra strap area is resting upon that rolled up burrito. And if you're wearing a ponytail or a bun, just move it out of the way. And when you feel like that's a comfortable place, go ahead and spread your arms wide open into a T shape. If it's comfortable for you, go ahead and extend the legs out long. And just, like I said, drape yourself over your support. If that's not comfortable for your low back, you can keep the knees bent, and you can bring the soles of the feet as wide as the mat and allow the knees to fall in toward one another so that they can support each other. But if it's comfortable to have the legs extended, I encourage you to do that just so that there is no effort by the body, just where you can completely and totally surrender the weight of the body to gravity. So once you've found that comfortable place, and your arms should be spread out above the rolled up support, and the heart lifted, go ahead and tuck the chin just a little bit so that the neck is as long as possible here. And if it's comfortable for you, go ahead and close the eyes. If it's not comfortable, keep the gaze open. And go ahead and see if you can deepen the breath. And just let everything soften. Notice any areas where you might be tense. And see if you can just make any micro adjustments that allow those areas to be completely relaxed in this space.
And we're going to stay here for at least a full minute or two. See if you need to soften the jaw, maybe the skin across the forehead. Perhaps the collarbones can soften and kind of just glide away from one another. Notice if your arms are tense here and see if you need to make any adjustments there to allow them to be completely relaxed. Notice the support beneath you. Not just the support of your bolster or blanket, but the support of your mat, under your head, under your arms, under your hips and legs. And bring the mind to the mat. Let the mind be focused on the breath. Let the mind be focused on the body. Let go of anything that might have happened in the day thus far, and anything that you might be planning on for later on after your practice. This time is for you, and you are doing exactly what you should be doing, because if you weren't, you wouldn't be doing it. So just trust that everything is as it should be. And let's take 5 more full, complete breaths here. And I'll just do my best to stop talking so that you can enjoy this time in silence. When you've found your 5 full breaths, go ahead and bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet back to the mat. Draw the elbows in and kind of press the triceps down onto the support you're lying over so that you can gently push yourself up enough just to move the support down a little bit lower to the small of your back, like right where the arch is. Once you've found that place, make any adjustments that you need to make here. And then spread the arms out wide again and extend the legs again. Just opening up a little lower on the back. And again, if that's not comfortable for your back, you can definitely have those knees bent and the feet as wide as the mat with the knees supporting each other. We spend so much time hunched forward, closed off, both physically and emotionally, that this back bends can be really rejuvenating and restorative and really reboot the nervous system. So again, scan the body. See where you can soften. See where you can invite some more relaxation. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Again, just because I'm hyper aware of it and my jaw is often very tense, so I encourage you to notice your jaw and relax it if you can invite a little more softness there. Maybe between the eyebrows. Maybe tuck the chin just a little bit more to find length and softness in the neck. And again, we'll stay here for at least a full minute or two. Drawing the belly, or drawing the breath down low into the belly. Maybe seeing if you can find a nice balanced breath where the length of the inhalation matches the length of the exhalation. So if you count silently to yourself how many beats it takes to inhale, and as you exhale, count and see if you can make that number the same. Or maybe even a beat or two longer on the exhale. To really invite that restorative parasympathetic nervous system on board. Just invite some softness and a little bit of surrender and ease to the body. Soften the cheeks. Let the eyes be heavy. We'll find our 5 more full breaths here in as much silence as I can give you. And when you found your 5 full breaths here, go ahead and bend one knee and then the other, bringing the soles of the feet down to the earth. And this time, go ahead and push into your feet so that you can lift the hips up. And with your hands, just scooch your support down right underneath the belt line so that the small of your back, or the sacral area, is resting on your support in a supported bridge pose. You don't want that support right on the tailbone. You don't want to hurt the tailbone, so make any adjustments that you need to here. And then again, once you've found that perfect yummy spot, spread those arms open wide, palms up to the sky, and extend one leg and then the other. So we're really, really, really opening up the hip flexors here, which is another area where we store a lot of stress and trauma. Because when we're in a defensive posture, whether emotionally or physically, that area is usually contracted. So here, when we're bringing expansiveness to this area, just like when we deepen our breath, we're telling our parasympathetic nervous system that it is okay to rest. It is okay to digest. You're safe. And everything is as it should be. And see if you can come back to the breath here, counting the inhalation and the exhalation, possibly lengthening that exhalation, maybe even a beat or two longer. Notice where you might have tensed up again, checking into the feet and the calves, the belly, the arms and the fingers. Check the neck, making sure the chin is tucked and the jaw is soft. And the eyebrows are soft. And we'll find a couple of minutes here, continually scanning the body to see where you can invite a little more relaxation, a little more surrender. A little more openness. Find your 5 full breaths here. And when you found that 5th breath, go ahead and bend one knee and then the other, bringing the soles of the feet back down to the mat. Press the soles into the mat just enough to lift the hips up off your support and pull it out from under you and set it aside. And go ahead and lay the back flat on the floor. Let's take the feet as wide as the mat. And bring the hands either to the belly or out to the sides again, palms facing up. And let's just windshield wiper the knees from one side to the other. Inhaling as the knees are pointed up to the sky and exhaling as they go to one side. Inhaling back to center and exhaling to the opposite side. And maybe you want to add the neck in here. So as the knees go to the right, invite the gaze over to the left. And as the knees go to the left, invite the gaze over to the right. And just let it be nice and slow. The knees don't have to come all the way to the earth. Just enough to kind of loosen everything back up a little bit here. And let's go ahead and bring the knees back to center. Bring the hands down alongside the hips so the triceps and the palms are pressing into the mat. And as you inhale, lift the fingertips up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring the backs of the hands to the floor above the head. And if that's not comfortable for you, you can just bring the arms down to cactus arms so that the elbows are bent. And then let's go ahead and windshield wiper again here with the arms extended. And the next time you take the knees over to the right, take the gaze to the left and stay here. We're going to take a couple of breaths right here, just allowing everything to soften, everything to relax. And if it feels good here, you might want to take the outside of the right ankle to the outside of the left thigh and just allow the weight of the right leg to draw more opening in that left hip. If that doesn't feel good, just back off to your prior position. And breathe here. 3 full breaths. Eyes closed if that feels good to you. When you found your feet, 3 full breaths here, go ahead and release that right leg if it's lifted. Inhale everything back up to center, knees and gaze. And then exhale, knees left, gaze right. Staying here for a breath or 2 before you go any deeper to allow the body to acclimate to this new position. Sometimes we are so tempted to force things before their time. But when you're making changes in your body or changes in your life, it's important to allow yourself time to acclimate to those changes and really integrate them. And once you feel ready, maybe take the outside of the left ankle to the outside of the right thigh and allow the weight of that leg to open up a little bit more space in the right hip. Find your 3 full breaths wherever you are, just allowing more softness and more relaxation into the body, into the mind. And when you found your 3 full breaths here, release the top leg if it's there. Inhale everything back up to center, and then draw one knee and then the other in towards the chest. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side, massaging out all those areas that we just stretched out so good. Maybe invite the nose towards the knees to make yourself into a little ball here and give yourself a little bit of a hug. And then go ahead and cup the knees in both hands. And inhale, letting the arms straighten away from the collarbones, bringing the shoulder blades and the back of the head back down to the mat. Maybe rotate the ankles a little bit in one direction and then the other. And the next time you exhale, go ahead and draw the knees in towards the chest. And as you inhale, take the knees out wide to either side. And straighten the arms, sending the knees away from the body. And as you exhale, draw the knees back in towards center and bend the elbows to draw the knees back up towards the collarbones. So we're making circles here with the knees in opposite directions. Inhaling as we send the knees out and away. And exhaling as we draw the knees in and up, using the power of the core to draw those knees in and up. And these circles can be as subtle or as generous as feels good in your body. Just keep it nice and slow and yummy and keep it connected with the breath. And then we're going to reverse the circles. So the next time you exhale, drawing the knees inward, let's inhale and press the knees away and out. And then exhale, drawing the knees up and in. Continuing to balance everything out in the hips here. Noticing what you feel in your back. Noticing what you feel in the legs. You might even notice a little bit of trembling here in the thighs. That's your body's natural response to stress. That's a good thing. That's how the body works out stress response. So let's go ahead and cross. Bring the knees back in towards the body. And then let's cross the left leg over the right with the knees still up in the air. And then just reach down and see if you can grab the calves or the ankles or the outsides of the feet and just really draw those legs in towards the heart. You might notice a big stretch in the outside of the left thigh here, that IT band, which is also part of your meridian system, which is your energetic body. So maybe finding a little bit of relief here. And if that doesn't make any sense, then just let it feel good in the body. Continuing to breathe. Continuing to see where else you might be able to soften. And then go ahead and release the left foot or ankle or calf, whatever you're holding on to. And begin to send the sole of the left foot down to the mat while you're still holding on to the right. Inhale, that right arm extended up above the head, and then maybe draw those right fingertips over towards the right toes, kind of in a little C shape here with the right side of the body. Getting a nice big stretch here. You might notice a little snap, crackle, pop in the back. That's totally normal as long as it doesn't hurt. It's just gases releasing from this very human body we have. Notice that big stretch in the right hip here. Maybe even press the left knee away to see if you can find a little bit more space there. Stay here for a couple full breaths. And the next time you inhale, go ahead and unwind, stretch everything out long, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, finding a big, good morning stretch, maybe rotating through ankles and wrists. And then draw the knees back up towards the heart, hugging yourself around the shins, inviting the nose towards the knees to realign the hips. And then let the shoulder blades and the head come back down to the mat. And this time we'll cross the right leg over the left. And again, find a place on your shins, calves, ankles, feet, where you can reach comfortably, holding opposite foot in the opposite hand. So the left hand's holding on to the right leg and the right hand's holding on to the left leg, and just kind of draw those legs in closer, seeing what you feel in the outside of that right thigh. Continuing to find long, deep, rejuvenating breaths here. Continuing to invite softness and relaxation wherever you can. Letting the weight of the arms draw the legs closer to you rather than forcing it. And then continue holding on to that left leg or ankle or foot. Release the right and let the sole of the right foot come down to the mat. And find your big C shape with the left side of the body, extending the left arm up overhead and maybe drawing those fingertips over towards the left toes. Maybe pressing that right knee away, taking the gaze towards the left foot. Finding a little stretch in the neck, the armpit area, the ribs, the hips. And you might notice feelings in your body that I don't, and vice versa. So just notice what you feel, not what you think you should feel, but what you actually feel. Continue to deepen the breath and soften the body. Finding a couple more full breaths here. And then when you're ready to unwind, go ahead and inhale, stretching the arms and legs out long, wiggling through the toes and the fingers. And then draw the sole of one foot and then the other back to the mat, bending the knees and bringing the arms back down to the sides. We're going to come up to a seat, so you can either roll to one side or the other and push yourself up. Or you can draw the knees into the chest and rock a little bit forward and back, giving yourself a little bit of a massage, maybe letting it be just a little bit playful here, up and down the spine, whatever feels good to you. And then we are going to use the chair. So go ahead and adjust your chair, if it's not already, to be on the mat with you. I'm just going to have mine right on the mat so that it is facing me. The seat is facing me. If your chair is not padded, you might want to unroll your burrito blanket or whatever support you were using and make a little cushion for the top of the chair here. Then we're going to come to the sit bones. And you can either, we're going to do a forward fold here. So you can do a wide-legged forward fold with the legs outside the chair. Or if it feels better, you can do a regular forward fold, Paschimotto Asana, with the legs up underneath and straight underneath the chair. So whatever feels best in your body. get close enough to the chair so that you can fold your arms and rest them on the seat here. You might need to make some adjustments here. Actually, I don't think I really need the cushion myself because I'm a little on the short side, so that's a little high for me. So we want it to be just perfect so that you can cross your arms kind of I Dream of Jeannie style, if that makes any sense to you. And then we're just going to rest the forehead right on the top arm. And this nice restorative forward fold. And again, we're just going to stay here and breathe. See where you can soften. You are fully supported right here. So perhaps see if you can surrender the weight of the body a little bit more to the support of the mat underneath you, to the chair underneath your forehead. And just allow the back to round. You don't have to find a nice, tall, straight spine here. Just relax and soften and melt. Soften the jaw. Soften the eyes and the cheeks. Soften the ankles and the feet. Let the thighs and the calves be heavy. And see where you can deepen the breath. We are going to stay here for at least a full minute or two. Deepening, softening, relaxing, allowing, and just noticing. Notice what you feel in your body. If you find your mind has wandered back to other things that are not on this mat with you right here in this moment, just notice that and bring your attention back to your breath. Maybe without disturbing yourself too much, you might want to lift the forehead just enough so that you can switch your arms. I think that was the UPS guy knocking at my door, so I apologize if that disturbed you. And then return your forehead to what was the bottom arm, but is now the top arm. Always finding balance. And again, scanning through the body, noticing where you can invite a little more softness and a little less effort. Soften the jaw. Bring your awareness back to your breath. And we'll find our last full 5 breaths here in this position. And when you found that fifth breath, go ahead and lift the head. Remove the arms from the chair. And just back the chair away to the end of the mat here, but don't set it aside because we're going to use it again. Go ahead and invite the soles of the feet in toward one another, coming into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Holding on to the ankles or the toes here. Let's just go ahead and find some length in the spine, tucking the chin, drawing the shoulder blades down the back, lifting the heart. Oh, I guess Princess the cat must have ordered something. Maybe the UPS guy brought her something. I apologize, she's yelling for it now. She'll have to wait though. Let's start a little gentle cat and cow with the body. As we inhale, let's just arch the back a tiny little bit, drawing the heart forward. And as we exhale, draw the belly button towards the spine and round the back, drawing the chin towards the chest. Inhale, cow pose, maybe deepening a little bit more this time if that feels good. Exhaling cat, using the traction of your hands on your feet or ankles to really make space in between the shoulder blades there. Inhale, cow, maybe letting the head come back just a little bit as long as that doesn't hurt your neck. Exhaling cat. And then let's inhale back up to a nice tall spine. And then let's stir it up a little bit, coming into some kind of circular rotations in our cat-cow. So let's inhale, cow, lifting the heart, arching the back. And as we exhale, cat, round through the right side body and all the way back. Inhale through the left side body and back to cow pose. Continue going around and around, again, making the circles as generous as feels good in your body. And if that does not feel good, keep them nice and subtle here. Just honoring what you feel and where you feel it. And then when you're ready, go ahead and reverse the circles. Again, balancing everything out. And when you feel pretty balanced here, go ahead and inhale yourself back up to a nice tall spine. And then let the feet come away from the body. So instead of butterfly pose, we're in kind of a diamond shape pose with the legs. And at this point, you can round the back, bringing the forehead towards the heels. And just gently letting the arms rest on the mat or on your feet, on your calves. And just let the head be heavy and kind of encourage a little traction in the spine and the neck here, allowing more and more space in between each vertebrae. Continue to soften. Continue to deepen the breath. Continue to surrender the weight of the body to gravity. And let's find our full 5 silent breaths here. When you've found full 5 breaths here, or 5 full breaths here, go ahead and use your fingertips to help push you back up to a nice tall seat. And then for Shavasana today, we're going to do something a little bit different. So scoop the sit bones down towards your chair. And then we're going to go ahead and swing the legs out to one side or the other so that you can bring the calves to the chair seat. The thighs are parallel with the legs of the chair here. And gently using the arms and the forearms and the elbows, walk yourself down so that the back is flat on the mat. Maybe press into the chair just a little bit with the legs so that you can lift the hips just enough to really settle the small of the back more firmly to the mat. Go ahead and let the arms be open towards the sky, palms facing up. Move your ponytail or bun, if you have one, out of the way so that the back of the skull can be resting firmly to the mat. Tuck the chin. Maybe press into the triceps just enough to lift the heart and snuggle those shoulder blades towards one another. And then rest the back more firmly onto the mat. And we're going to stay here in Shavasana, scanning through the body, noticing where you can soften and let go, noticing where you can surrender. Starting with your toe tips, and then your feet, your shins and your calves, the knees, the thighs, the hips, and the belly. The back body, the ribs, the chest, the shoulder blades, the fingers, the backs of the hands, the palms, the wrists, the forearms, the elbows, the upper arms, the shoulders, the collarbones, and the neck, the back of the skull, the jaw, the cheeks, the eye sockets, the temples, the eyebrows, the space between the eyebrows, the forehead, the top and the sides of the skull. And let's find 10 full breaths here in quiet awareness. Just continuing to keep your attention on the breath and the body right here on the mat. And when you've found your full 10 breaths here, maybe invite one hand and then the other to your heart. Might be a little difficult in this position, but just get as close as you can comfortably. And bring to mind the person or furry family member that you love most in all the world. Maybe stay away from significant others unless that's the first person that came to your mind, because those relationships can sometimes be a little complicated. But maybe it's your, like I said, your furry family member. Maybe it's your child. Maybe it is a significant other or a grandparent or other caregiver, just the first person. And I include animals in that as well, but the first person that came to your mind. And with your hands on your heart center, just let the love that you feel for them fill your heart. Fill your body. Fill every fiber of your being with the love that you feel for that person. I hesitate to say pet because I know for many of us, our furry family members are much more than pets. Just hold that feeling of overwhelming, unconditional love in your heart and in your body. And then maybe invite yourself to extend that love to the rest of your family, the rest of your friends, all the people that are close to you that you care about, that have some kind of impact on your life. And then maybe extend that same loving feeling, holding that love in your heart, in your body. Extend that out to all your neighbors, maybe your whole town. Not just to the people, but to the planet, to the birds and the trees and the flowers, extending beyond your town to your state, your country, all of our leaders, extending beyond your country to all the countries, all the oceans, to everyone everywhere in this beautiful Mother Earth. Feeling that love just waving out from you, wave after wave after wave, just floating out to encompass the whole entire world. And then invite yourself to extend that love back to you, back to yourself. Holding your heart in your hands. Know that you have a right to love yourself. And that you can give yourself this love all of the time. Hold that love in your heart. Hold that love in your body. Let it permeate every fiber of your being. And know that even as you breathe in the oxygen that Mother Earth gives off through her trees and her plants, that Mother Earth is breathing you. This wonderful cycle of love and support and give and take that is always readily available for you. Let's go ahead and take a couple nice big cleansing breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Take a big inhale here. And open the mouth and let it go. Inhale once again. And then let it go through the mouth with a sigh. One more time. Biggest breath you've taken all day long. And then go ahead and draw one knee and then the other in towards the chest. And gently roll to whatever side serves you best, allowing the legs to come off the seat of the chair. Keeping your eyes closed if you can here, coming into a fetal position. Resting your head on your bottom arm and allowing the top arm to wrap around your leg. One more full breath here. And if the eyes are closed, keep them closed as you push yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Either cross-legged in Sukhasana or Siddhasana with one heel drawn in and then the other. Maybe hero's pose, sitting on the heels feels better in your body. Let's draw the crown of the head up towards the sky. Feel the sit bones grounded onto the earth beneath you. And as you inhale, let the arms spread out wide and reach up towards the sky, gathering up all that loving energy that you just sent out into the world. Bring the palms together and draw that love right back down to your heart center. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself today. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. I hope that you have found it beneficial to you. And I hope that in your rest of your day, you find peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your hearts, and peace in your actions. The light and the love that's within me honors the light and love within you. Namaste.